Resuscitation. Welcome back. Just practicing one of the hardest words I have to pronounce later on in the last story of the day. 4 stories today. First up, in China, a young toddler was holding a mobile phone when it literally boomed. Yes, and we do have the phone model for you later. It's pretty well known. And then next up, in Malaysia, always check your passports after going through immigration. If not, you might get the wrong stamp. Back in Singapore for the third story, another teen goes missing. Is this more frequent than we expected? And lastly, a story covered a few days ago in Singapore that I feel needs wider awareness, so we'll be covering it, where a boy was sucked to the bottom of a jacuzzi pool because of a malfunctioning pump. Let's kick things off. Okay, as caught on camera over here, this 3-year-old boy in Jiangsu, China was jumping up and down on a sofa while holding onto a phone, specifically a Xiaomi 13 smartphone, when it suddenly went boom. Sorry, we have to censor it, but as you can see from the flames, and caught fire on September 7, 2025. We have seen stories where, alleged reports of mobile phones catching on fire even went boom, but usually in those stories, we never have a, confirmed brand or model. Well, we have it right now, and it just happened. September 7, 2025 in Jiangsu, China, and it is a Xiaomi 13 smartphone. Once again, thankfully the boy is safe now, okay? His life is secured, but he did suffer severe burns to his left hand and legs with visible skin damage, ruptured blisters, and peeled skin. And once again, before you guys are quick to comment about the behavior of his family members at the table here, from the video you can see 2 ladies, probably one elder sister and one auntie or mother, rushing towards him, while one older brother figure seems to be walking away from him. Let's not take things out of context. He might be going to take a blanket or even water to help put out the fire. Okay, so let's not take things out of context, because I know you guys love to why is he running away while the other 2 are saving the no, please, let's calm down and focus on the story. Okay, so now once again, people are wondering, did he modify the phone or was he using some kind of third-party charger? Well, okay, the device was a Xiaomi 13 model, purchased new, never repaired or modified, officially released on December 11, 2022, on the market for less than 3 years. Okay, the person that uploaded the video has now contacted Xiaomi customer service, who stated that they would collect the remaining phone parts for testing at the R&D center to determine the cost. And on September 8, 2025, Xiaomi representative has indicated that professional testing is required to identify the true cause of the boom, describing such incidents as rare, and the reasons for it happening may have various complex factors. Now we're at September 10, Xiaomi has not issued a further official statement yet. And of course, because of this news, users of Xiaomi 13 online have expressed concerns online. Like, should they continue using their phone? Should they change to another brand? But some noted that it is an isolated case. And let's not get too worried about it, but you be the judge of it yourself. Apologies for my voice, still having a pretty bad cold, still recovering from it. So I might not seem as excitable and empathetic as usual because I'm honestly pretty tired right now. On to the next story. This next story is for our Singaporean brother and sisters who love visiting JB, Johor Bahru, Malaysia. So when you go through the immigration, make sure you check your passport to see the stamp is actually accurately dated, okay? Because on September 3rd, 2025, Singaporean man Mr. Daniel Tan received an incorrect passport stamp dated 03 August 2025, when it was actually supposed to be 03 September 2025, while entering Malaysia at the Sultan Iskandar Building Customs Immigration and Quarantine Complex in Johor Bahru, Malaysia. I actually said that in one breath. I am amazed. After clearing customs, thankfully, Mr. Tan checked his passport by the roadside, noticed the error, and returned to the same counter, which he had memorized out of habit, to request a correction. And then here is the part where he said that the Malaysian immigration officer gloated at a mistake. I mean, gloating is a very strong word to use. Maybe it's not gloating. Maybe maybe both of you just have different sense of humor. Maybe he thought it was funny that he made such a careless mistake. So the immigration officer remarked, "Oh, it's the wrong month," before stamping the correct date and marking the erroneous stamp as void. So as you know, usually immigration officers they'll be using the same stamp, the same date for the whole day, right? Actually, once you set the date correctly, there should be no issue with the date. So, but those rubber stamps have those little knobs there. Maybe the stamps have become really old, or the knobs or wheels have gotten loose. So maybe they just have to tighten the screws or get new stamps that have tighter wheels or knobs so that it won't just scroll the date by itself. And after Mr. Tan shared this incident in Facebook group the following day, which shows the stamp, the one with the void and all that, people start sharing their experience. Another user, Miss Jessie Ng, also commented that her whole group of 7 received the wrong entry dated 3rd August 2025. So that might have happened maybe at the same counter. Maybe, the whole group of 7 actually had the same wrong date. So yeah, so they actually entered on 3rd September and exit at 3rd September, but it was stated that they entered at 3rd August, so it made it look like their day trip became like a whole month trip. Anyway, yes, once again, this is not just limited to, Singaporeans traveling to JB. Anywhere you go through an immigration counter, check your passport, make sure it is stamped and dated correctly. Alright, back in Singapore, this 13-year-old teen, Riril, actually went missing since September 8, 2025 around 5 PM around the vicinity of Lorong Napiri in Hougang. But don't worry, the police have now stated that he has been found. But this news made me realize to the other few newses few days ago that we covered that it seems like teens going missing or disappearing seems to be more often than I expected. So thankfully he has been found now. So apparently if a person is uncontactable or last seen for more than 24 hours, you can report them missing to the authorities, right? So I do not know why so many teens are not reporting to their parents, and at this time and age everyone should be carrying a mobile phone. Everyone kindly out there, keep your parents and guardians well informed of your whereabouts. Please don't worry us. This is a story that's been covered by Mothership, which I felt should need greater awareness to all parents and people who are going swimming and all that, because any body of water can be dangerous. Even a 10 cm depth body of water can be dangerous, and you should always respect that and be cautious. So on February 22nd, 2025 at 1:20 PM, a mother was at the swimming pool at Sept condominium in Pasir, watching her 7-year-old boy swimming in the 1 meter deep jacuzzi. Okay, this was 10 minutes before his 1:30 PM swimming class. The mother, Jessica Kim, 43, was watching from a nearby bench and assumed he was playing when noticed that the son actually went underwater. But after several minutes of silence and no response to a call, she went to the jacuzzi and saw that he was stuck at the bottom of the jacuzzi floor, and she couldn't pull him out because he was especially heavy. So Jessica shouted for help, and thankfully 2 other adult residents came to the rescue and helped free the boy after being over 5 minutes submerged. Upon surfacing, the boy was unconscious and not breathing. There was a nurse there who heard the commotion, performing CPR, but there was no initial response, and Jessica Kim screamed, alerting her husband. Her husband then performed mouth-to-mouth resuscitation on his son. Thankfully, his son began breathing again, and an ambulance arrived about 2 minutes later. The son was submerged for over 5 minutes in that jacuzzi pool. It is a miracle that he survived, thankfully. The Singapore Civil Defence Force confirmed receiving a call and conveying 1 person to the hospital. Okay, the boy was taken to ICU at KK Women's and Children Hospital, where he was intubated, underwent an MRI and stayed for 3 weeks. 6 months later, he had large scars on his abdomen and thighs with bruises and lacerations noted by a doctor post-incident. And the mother, Jessica Kim, was diagnosed with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, and is on medication. Okay, now for further context to that incident happening. One of the person that came to help rescue to lift the boy up from the suction that was pulling him down reported feeling a suction force from the bottom water filter. And then he actually had to break the cover so that there were more water flow in order for him to actually lift the boy up away from the suction. I mean, how that science actually work, I can't exactly explain, but it seems that breaking the cover did help water flow to be better, and that somehow made it easier to rescue the boy. Now, Kim and her husband, Jessica Kim, the mother and husband, alleged suction entrapment due to a malfunctioning pump, which had been under maintenance for 6 months and serviced 2 hours before the incident. I mean, if pump was serviced 2 hours before the incident, I mean, that's wow. They claim the bruises on the son's body, as the photo shows, were from the suction, citing it as a rare issue from pool circulation mismanagement per the UK Swimming Teachers Association. Not sure how that was exactly referenced. Anyway, that swimming pool in that condominium, the pump and jacuzzi were shut down post-incident. The pools have now reopened, but the jacuzzi pumps remain off. And at March 5th, 2025, Condo circular stated the pools were safe, noting routine cleaning 2 hours prior with an intact cover, but provided no explanation for the cover or root cause. It should also be noted the condo management never apologized, delayed the family claims for damages including scar treatment, and suggested holding the developer accountable, according to the mother, Jessica Kim. Management has declined comment in February 2005 and did not respond to 2 later queries by Mothership either. So till now, no root cause has been given. The family intends to sue for negligence, questioning safety claims without identified cause. Once again, any body of water, be it a 10 cm depth, okay, is dangerous, no matter how good or how strong a swimmer you are. Taking note, Jessica actually was initially not worried about her boy being in the 1 meter jacuzzi pool because, according to her, he is taller than the 1 meter pool and he is a good swimmer. But, you know, things can happen. Things can happen really abruptly and really badly. Thankfully, once again, the boy, submerged for over 5 minutes, survived miraculously, thankfully.